Hey everyone, so everybody's sleeping in my house right now, so I'm trying to be quiet. Let me turn this down. Sorry. Okay, so everybody is sleeping in my house right now, and I have been battling depression and self-esteem issues ever since last year. I've always had keratosis pilaris, and I used to have really, really bad acne, and I started getting into my health in 2012 to fix my acne and fix my keratosis pilaris, and that's when I really got into learning about vitamins and how they affect your body and your skin, and I got into my started off, with gluten-free, and then eventually went full swing into paleo, which was hard during college, and I, couldn't stay 100% strict. But ever since then, I've always had this underlying worry that I'm not eating the best thing for my diet and wondering why I have this skin condition that developed during puberty and never went away. And I'm like, what is it? Some people say that they eliminate certain foods like dairy, gluten, or sometimes it's corn or something that causes it for them. And I've been gluten-free and dairy-free pretty strictly, for years now. I mean, I will have a slip-up every now and then, but I don't think, I'm not sure if one slip-up would really cause a whole exacerbation in my skin like this. I'm just not sure. So honestly, my acne is honestly better than ever, and I can be extremely stressed out, sleep deprived, and sometimes eat a bunch of shit, like gluten-free dairy shit, like gluten-free brownies and stuff like that, and sugar in my skin doesn't really break out that bad. It'll be a couple spots, so that's pretty good. But I just wanted to say that I have orthorexia. Yeah, I have an eating disorder in ways in which I love to eat, except I'm afraid of food because they say ignorance is bliss, but it's really like knowing so much about food, like this food's good for you, but then it's bad for you in this way. Gluten, dairy, whatever, those are bad for you. Those are kind of the easier things to avoid, but then when you start saying that beans are bad for you because of the phytates, chocolate's bad for you, spinach is bad for you, this is bad for you, that's bad for you, you have to soak this, sprout that, and paleo just got kind of just really restrictive for me, and it's not economical for me right now. I mean, I'm sure it can be. I'm sure there are ways that it can be, but I just haven't been enjoying eating. Like, I'm miserable. Like, I'll be with my boyfriend who is not a health freak like I am, and he will be fine eating, his toast or whatever, and not worrying about every meal, and I'm sitting there with my sweet potato miserable, and I don't want to eat sweet potatoes every day. I don't want to. I want variety. I don't, it's not economical to eat like a pound of collard greens. Like, that's expensive, or spinach. And I just feel like the variety is missing in my diet, and paleo says that phytates are bad. Well, then spinach, chocolate, and nuts are all bad for you. It doesn't make sense for me to fear these foods, and I've spent the last 2 weeks of my Christmas break absolutely, from the time of 12 o'clock to the time I go to bed, I research food, not knowing what to eat, making grocery lists, being afraid of that, doing nothing. I've spent like the last 2 weeks doing that. I mean, yes, I did do things. I went out, I saw people, but I was always thinking about food, and that's really stressful when food is the foundation of your life because you need it to live, and when you're afraid of it, that ruins fucking everything. And like my boyfriend's really supportive, you know, my friends are really supportive, but it is really stressful, like wondering like, is this going to leach minerals from our body? Is this going to cause cancer? Is this going to cause cavities? Is this going to cause acne? Is this going to cause a flare up in my skin condition? And just not knowing. And with my skin condition, like acne is easy, like it might take like a day or two for like the spots to pop up, at most like a week. But with my skin condition, it takes months for the weeks for the bumps to form, to track that and to know if like, you know, like why can't, at least with my acne, I can easily control that with like a low sugar, high fiber, low glycemic diet, and avoiding dairy, gluten, and, you know, soy in moderate amounts. You know, I don't, if I had a little bit of soy, whatever, but then when I have another skin condition that doesn't seem to go away, I've experimented with certain vitamins. I'm not sure how the vitamins affect it. I do take vitamin A, D, K2. Vitamin A is retinol, and I do take magnesium and zinc in a copper balance. And I still do have some KP. It's wintertime now. I'm not sure if I was taking too much vitamin A, which would, I've read that has hindered the effects of vitamin D, which is very possible, so I stopped taking that. I don't know if the vitamin A was causing my brain fog and slight depression to be worse. I don't know, I think it was, but I'm not sure. I don't have a doctor on hand to measure all these things, which is unfortunate, and I just don't have the money for that right now. But I've really had to be my own food advocate, and I really want to help other people and help myself, but I've gotten to the point of self-loathing and absolutely hating myself and being miserable and afraid of everything, like, well, of food, not of everything, but of food, and not being able to enjoy life because I don't know what to eat. And that's really stressful, and I don't know if there are other people out there that have orthorexia like I do, but it's pretty much when you're obsessed with eating healthy, and it's not okay. There's no right or wrong, and like I've accepted that I just have to kind of experiment with it. And honestly, like my skin right now, it looks pretty great. Don't want to jinx myself, but I just don't, I can't do this anymore. I've done this for like 2 weeks. I'm going back to school in a day. I'm a senior in college, and I can't hate myself, and I don't deserve to, and nobody does. I deserve to love myself and love things and enjoy life and love other people and really be able to enjoy the moment without feeling sad that I don't know how to eat, or that I don't know, that I have a problem that I can't fix. And when I'm enjoying this moment right now, there's still that problem that's lingering there. It's kind of like I can't enjoy anything knowing that I still have this huge problem that I need fixed. Sometimes it's really hard for me to compartmentalize my feelings and really, you know what, like live in the moment and be like, okay, well, I'm absolutely just flabbergasted on what to eat. No idea, but let me just enjoy this moment right now, because it is hard. And then once food rolls around the corner, it's just really hard. And like I'm trying to be better at compartmentalizing, because I really, at least if you can enjoy some things like for just a couple minutes, sometimes I think that it would help. But honestly, I'm feeling so much better today, and because I've decided to just like say fuck this phytic acid and being afraid of beans and certain things that paleo has, I'm just gonna do a low glycemic, low sugar, gluten-free, dairy-free diet for now, and going to see how my skin reacts. And, you know, if my keratosis pilaris flares up, if my acne flares up and gets really bad, then I'll know that it's probably the grains and the beans that I'm eating, even though they're gluten-free, you know? And I'm just gonna listen to my body. Like, I'm just gonna have to test it out. Like, it's not like this is gonna cause, like, intestinal damage and leaky gut and, gonna cause, like, cancer. I'm 23, like, I'm willing to take on some damaging foods right now. Because I need to know. I need to just test it out for my own sake. Sorry. I just can't deal with it anymore, and I can't deal with the fear. I need to eat, so I'd rather maybe suffer some intestinal damage, possibly, which I don't think is really gonna happen. I'm sure if I do, I feel like I'm so in tune with my body that I can notice intestinal discomfort or something like that right now. So I take a good probiotic, and I think that I just need to test this out because I can't live like this. So that's my story. I do have orthorexia, which is an obsession with being healthy and finding the perfect foods, which is just like impossible in America, living on like a college kid budget, and being like so busy that I am. So I'm just gonna try my best, and I'm actually looking forward to just letting my body actually manifest and possibly get bad or get good. I think that once the sun comes out naturally, I'll be able to easily get a ton of vitamin D naturally, and I'm eventually going to get my vitamin levels checked individually, which might cost some money, but I think it'll clear some things up. So I hopefully will keep you guys updated on my skin. And I hope that others out there, if you're there and you have orthorexia, you can relate, and I'm hoping like maybe we can help each other out and stuff like that. I don't know. So yeah. So that's my video on that, and yeah. Okay. Bye.